I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it, I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it, you know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it, go on and take your aim, yeah. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. So until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just fastest. I'm my own worst enemy, only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and welcome to smoking through the news, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be smoking through the news. Got some news to go through, and I was checking out a little bit of what was going on in Washington, but that news conference, so that it's a cabinet meeting. So it's kind of like a report of what's going on, and everybody's talking, and they're really downplaying the Epstein list. They're downplaying Epstein. They're like, Trump is like, we're still talking about him? Like, we're having the greatest week or greatest time of American history, and we're still talking about Epstein? Yes, we are, because and what he did to a lot of younglings, and the trafficking and all the craziness, and yet now they're like, no, there's no list, no crimes, no foul, nothing happened, everything's all fugazi, it's all, let's forget about it. This is why I smoke, because craziness in the world I just can't take. Smells good. I'm gonna light it up and just go through the news. I'm not gonna watch the whole cabinet meeting because that thing takes like forever. It's like a self-gloating type of a meeting where they're talking about certain events that are going on and how they're gloating about it, and it's just after one, you know, you already get the point. I don't need to watch over and over and over. I'm not too happy right now with the administration as far as like some of these cases. The way this week has been doesn't seem like a win for America at all, especially with the Diddy case and all the other cases that just miraculously just went cold, like the Kohlberger. Yeah, I plead guilty. Yeah, I did everything. Yes. Yeah, I did it. That's it. No accountability, no nothing. Just, yeah, I did it. And then you have the floods, and then you have all this other stuff that is going on around the world. And yet, and I know why the administration doesn't want to pursue going after the Epstein list and going after like what went on Epstein Island, is because of the powerful people were in that island. People that that are pretty much the 1%. were on that island, and not only political individuals, also A-listers, and big time stars, and big time investors, and kings and queens, and they don't want to expose all those individuals because it's going to ruin pretty much the world. Right? They think the world's going to be ruined if you mention that it's acting crazy. Oh no, the internet's acting crazy again. Bear with me if it goes in and out, because it might freeze on me because of the internet. I don't know why, but I truly believe that they're covering up this Epstein list, and not only Epstein's but Diddy's list, because it implements a lot, and a lot of high power individuals that are really big money man and money women, um, doing despicable things, and yet they're not going to get in trouble for it, especially the trafficking of minors. That right there is just, I'm disappointed in the administration because they know this and yet they don't pursue it. They don't go after these individuals. They do this to them. The pinky, not the finger, the pinky. Look, they do this to them. That was their punishment. He hit me with the pinky. Yeah, they didn't get in trouble. Nothing's going to happen with them. Everything is just a force. It's disgusting how the media, and not only the media but the government, how they're covering up the stories, and the truth will never get out. The truth is buried. Um, they don't want the truth to come out because it's going to implement a lot of them. I mean, Trump's been to Epstein Island. He's been to Epstein Island. Don't let him fool you that no, he's never been there. He's not a part of that. I have high suspicion that he has been there and was pretty much involved in this Epstein stuff. That's why Elon got truly upset at Trump and stormed out and so forth. Because yeah, Elon did get information on Trump on his dealings with Epstein. Listen, Epstein used to hang out in Mar-a-Lago every fucking day. You don't think he has run-ins with Trump? Please. But the media and our politicians will gaslight you and to make you believe that, yeah, Trump is all great and wonderful. Yeah, no one's all great and wonderful. Not even me, and not even you. You can put yourself in this high pedestal, but one day that pedestal is going to come crashing down, and you're going to fall down with it. We're not all innocent. We're not innocent. And the fact that they're covering up the story and, just hush hush. And then the Diddy stuff, that was crazy because you got the lead prosecutor, he gets pulled off like a week before going to court. He gets pulled out of the case and appealing Marie Conley to come through and take over the case, and does a horrible job, and the fact that I don't even know why Rico was even charged in this case to begin with. They should have waited on that. They should not have just gone after that right at the beginning. The first charge, Rico, no, that should have been something down the line, not right now. Because they did it right now, so that way they don't have to go back and charge him again on it, because it's like double dipping. You can't really do that. So the government, everything's all, I don't know, man. It's something dark, something not right. When you feel the energy, it doesn't feel right. It's not right, and something is definitely not right. Um, But this is our war with the enemy. And so what's up, Chloe? What's up, Tyson De La Cruz? I hope you're doing good. Um, yeah, it's just right now. It's just a horrible time in our society, and there's no real good trust, no good real. Hold on, what is this? Give me 1 second. Huh? I guess there's a fire in France. Let's check out the story. There's a couple of stories I have up here. I have the conference here, the cabinet meeting. I don't want to watch it. It's just I already know self gloating and self preservation, and I'm over that. Like I'm more like get down to business, and don't talk about it until you finish the job. And right now I feel like things are just incomplete. The Epstein is just the biggest disappointment right now in this administration. Between the Epstein and the Diddy lists, they're both the biggest disappointments right now. Um, let's start off with. I'm trying to pick out. Let's go to this fire because it's something that sparked out in France. It's in southern France. Let me set it up here. I'm sorry, I didn't have any of this set up. I just turn on the computer and let's go. um, let me get it going here. Here it is. Let's make it big, and it's watch real quick as raging fires spark evacuations, forces airport shut down in southern France. Coming from the New York Post. Wow. Pretty close to homes. I mean, it's been pretty dry in France, I believe. Oh man, a lot of homes are gonna get destroyed here. Oh, that's sad.
Alors attendez. Il a l'opportunité là.
They're dropping the fire retardant onto the fire. That's what you see right there. That looks like water. Yeah, that's water, definitely. And it's windy. You can hear the wind. Look how the wind you can see in the grass. How it's just pushing. Man, I feel bad for the people that live there because this is look how low that plane's flying just to drop the water. A lot of water drops. Wow, man, it just take a lot of people to get this fire under control, and right now this fire is not in control. This fire is going to damage a lot of properties. I hope a lot of people got evacuated from this because this looks like it's not going to be easy to fight. It's amazing how these planes could drop this amount of water onto an area. And this fire is really big and it's spreading super fast. This wind is really, really strong. It's not going to help the situation out. I mean, all those water drops is nice and dandy, but it's not helping. It really is not.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's not helping. That's wild. I wonder how this fire started, to be honest with you. I mean, it looks pretty dry in France. It does look dry. You see the trees, how like it's like a different. It's not even green. It's kind of like a yellowish green. So it's kind of like that dry. It seems like a dry atmosphere there, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for France, man. That sucks. That really sucks. Um, Many people are going to lose their livelihood, their whole lives, which is their home. Hate to see that, right? Hate to see things like a fire come in and a natural disaster. You know, fire, water. Like choose your battle. You know. Let's check out this story. I was watching the story the other day, and I guess we have a follow up to who's the person. I guess they ID'd the person who was shooting on a highway. I mean, there was an accident, and the guy got out of the car and just started shooting at everyone. I don't know what the hell happened with the guy, but let's find out together. Like, if there's any more update on that report. This is a weird story coming out of South Florida.
All right, Lena. Chaos on I-95 this weekend after police say that a man crashed his car and then started shooting. Tonight, we're learning about the accused gunman. NBC6's Ari Otzer is live at Miami with those details this evening. Ari.
Juwan, this was an absolutely wild scene in the northbound express lanes of I-95 on Saturday night. Now, we're in front of the courthouse because usually by now in a case like this, the suspect would have made a first appearance in bond court. But in this case, he's in Ward D, which is the mental health wing of the jail. His name is Philip Sanders. And according to the Highway Patrol, after he crashed his car, he started shooting first at a motorcycle rider and then at other cars. And apparently it's only because he's a bad shot that we're not reporting on a tragedy right now.
Wow.
This guy must have been going like 80, 90 miles an hour. He was flying. He had to be.
And then the crash, a chain collision involving 6 cars, including Robert Troutman's BMW. He got out to help the driver of the white Jaguar SUV.
Yeah, I went to go assist him, see if he needed help or anything. I had 911 on speed dial real quick. And as soon as I got to the car, I saw that he was holding a Glock 43. So as soon as I saw the gun, I was like, oh, well, this place is not for me no more.
The Highway Patrol says the man holding the gun was Philip Sanders. Troutman walked back to his car, and then the terrifying part started.
That's
as soon
crazy.
as I got in my vehicle, literally like 2 seconds later, you just hear like 4 or 5 shots go off, and I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like sitting there ducking on the car. I'm like trying to make sure I'm not getting hit.
According to the Highway Patrol's arrest report, Sanders was shooting at a motorcycle rider who had crashed trying to avoid the pileup. Why was he shooting his gun? Both troopers noted that the defendant appeared extremely paranoid, repeatedly stating he believed someone was going to shoot him or harm him.
He was saying that someone was following him.
In fact, the troopers at the scene wrote that Sanders was so paranoid that even after he was arrested, after he was handcuffed, after he's surrounded by police officers, he still was saying that somebody's trying to shoot him, and he dove onto the ground, onto the pavement behind a car to take cover. Obviously, there's some serious mental health issues going on here. It's a very sad situation. Thankfully, nobody was hit by all those bullets. We're live at the courthouse. Ari Otzer, NBC6 News.
Yeah, that's a wild story. Very, very, very wild story. I was like watching the story for the other day. I was reporting on this story and how this guy just got out of his car and just started shooting at motorists that were passing by. Just a weird, like what would make someone do that, right? Thinking that someone's following you. Okay, but it doesn't give you the right to just open fire on motorists that are passing by. And this is the gentleman that committed this heinous attack. Pretty much, it could have been a different story. He could have killed a couple of people easily. shot at a guy in a bike and a couple of cars he shot up. And this is the individual. Like, why is he having a gun to begin with? And why the paranoia of having people following you and chasing you down? Like, what like, is he a schizophrenic? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on this one. But he looks weird as hell. He doesn't even look right. He's holding a lot of secrets. This man right here is just not good energy at all. But he's going to where he belongs, and that's in jail. Just weird. Let's jump on to other news. I got two more news segments here. Let's go back to this flooding that's going on in Texas. This is basically a recovery mission. I don't even think it's a rescue mission anymore. It's turned to like a recovery. It's already been 4 days past. These individuals would not even survive. And if they did survive, they would have gotten out of the water by now. But 4 days past, I think there's a lot of people dead here, and they're underestimating the death count. But that's my mind over your matter, right? So let's check out this story here.
Tonight, the desperate search and recovery for survivors in Central Texas. By air, foot, and water going through the mangled wreckage left in the wake of that fatal flash flood.
We remain hopeful every foot, every mile, every bend of the river.
Oh my God! But the clock is ticking. Search efforts entering their 4th day after torrential rain sent the Guadalupe River surging, turning the holiday weekend into a trail of horror.
Water rose so quick, you couldn't do anything about it.
You know what I see? I see a graveyard. This is sacred ground. It's real hard not to feel bad because I know some of these people.
Dozens of people still missing, at least 105 people dead, more than 1,000 people have been rescued.
In debris fields like this, there are dozens of workers. You can see them scattered. There are debris piles down the Guadalupe River.
And among the dead, at least 27 children from one summer camp, the beloved Camp Mystic.
These are babies that were lost.
It is the safest place on earth. That night on July 4th, it quickly became the most unsafe place on earth, but not just Mystic, the whole hill country.
Now the stories of their heroism.
And there was, 200 kids looking to someone for some sort of comfort and safety.
And survival.
We saw all of the other camps destroyed, obliterated.
Plus, questions being raised about emergency warnings. Could more lives have been saved in the second deadliest flood in Texas history?
We know we get rains. We know the river rises. But nobody saw this coming.
Texas Hill Country, known for its majestic beauty, has been home to several summer camps for generations. But
oh my God, look how big that water.
This area of Texas is called Flash Flood Alley because of its steep terrain.
So they knew it was a flash flood area.
Numerous high-intensity rainfall events that happen, especially because of its proximity to the Gulf and getting moisture even from the Pacific.
At the epicenter of these deadly floods, Camp Mystic. It's a Christian girls' camp near Hunt, Texas, where 750 campers spent the night into July 4th. Several campers and a counselor are still missing.
It was just a normal day. The day before, nobody had any idea what was going to happen.
Camp nurse Devin Williams filming the day's festivities before tragedy struck, staff entertaining campers in the dining hall, games being played on the lawn outside. Caroline Catrona was a counselor at the camp's nearby Cypress Lake, 9 minutes from the Guadalupe River, where she was also previously a camper for 7 years. Never would she have thought the sanctuary for so many girls would be destroyed.
We went to bed. Thunder came in around midnight. I woke up about every hour looking at the clock and just watching the night go on. And I was like, wow, it's still storming. It's still storming. It's still storming.
It was that loud.
At 3:35 a.m., the National Weather Service upgrading a previous flash flood warning, urging people to move to higher ground now. But Caroline, like so many others, didn't get that notification.
We turn in our phones, so none of us had our phones.
Oh.
Because that's just what all camps do anywhere.
Camping, yeah.
That's part of the reason I wanted to go is you don't have your phone.
It was sometime between 4 and 6 a.m. when the nearby Guadalupe River surged, rising 26 feet in less than an hour.
Oh my
In the
God.
atmosphere, you had this really slow moving system that's just circulating and barely moving. On top of that, you added moisture from 3 distinct places. So that's like turning on 3 faucets into a kiddie pool and just letting them pour and pour and pour.
This time-lapse video showing just how fast another nearby river rose hours later. Houses washed away, bridges severely damaged, trees snapped in half, many toppled.
I'm telling you,
and homes
so
left
many
in the
hundreds
middle
of
the
people
road.
are dead,
When
man.
the sun rose, an apocalyptic scene.
The number
Bloody
keeps
mattresses,
climbing.
those bent bunk beds, and sodden pink comforters.
We had no idea people were missing. We
I
had
think it's
no
over
idea
200,
that they
easy,
had
over
to
200.
wade through water, barely able to stand
I
to
truly
get
believe
to the
way
pavilion.
over 200,
Devin and
easy.
surviving campers bust to safety.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Those surviving girls singing as they passed through miles of shredded countryside, past the trees that
A
were
lot of
smashed
people were
and the
camping,
SUVs
man.
piled up
That's what I'm
like
telling you.
fools.
They're not all a part of
Coast Guard
being
rescue
in a
swimmer Scott
structure.
Ruskin telling our David Muir what he witnessed when he landed at that camp. The
Look
crew
at
decided
this.
Scott would have to stay on the ground with the children. It would allow them to get more out. He ended up rescuing 165
He
people.
rescued 165
It would give him a little
people.
more space in a helicopter.
So you imagine the ones
you know,
he did
basically
not
waiting to probably
rescue.
take 2 more kids every trip.
So they got to
Oh my
work. The
God.
children, some just 7 and 8 years old, looking to Scott for answers.
Primary, just asking about their friends. They wanted to see if I knew anything about their friends, show me pictures, do whatever they could to try to find their friends. And I just told them, I was like, hey guys, like, I don't know where they are. We have every crew we can possibly imagine.
At one point, you were carrying 2 girls in one arm.
Yeah, it was one in each arm, but yeah, it was just 2 little kids, like 7 years old, didn't have shoes on. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna make you guys walk through this mud, like while you're trying to get to a helicopter.
Camp Mystic has a storied history. Famous alums include Laura Bush, who worked as a counselor, and the daughters of Lady Bird Johnson. According to the group's website and seen here in one of their videos, campers are encouraged to develop friendships and learn life skills.
I mean, what camp should be?
That's
It's
big.
the best place ever, and you have zero worries there. It's heaven.
Now Caroline and the community are mourning their own and praying for those missing. The families of twin sisters Hannah and Rebecca Lawrence saying in a statement, Hannah and Rebecca gave their parents John and Lacey and sister Harper and all in our family so much joy. They and that joy can never be forgotten. The father of Kellyanne Lytle, who is still missing, releasing this video of her singing The Reindeer Rock at a recent Christmas pageant. Recent high school graduate Chloe Childress, who worked as a counselor, was planning to attend the University of Texas in the fall before dying in the tragedy. Dick Eastland was the beloved owner of Camp Mystic, dying trying to save as many campers as he could.
He was just this kind of camp dad that everyone looked up to and loved, and always present.
A far different outcome at the nearby boys' camp of La Junta, where everyone made it out to safety. But the destruction was severe.
I had a first-hand view of the flood, and my brother here, he had to swim out of his cabin.
Brothers Piers and Ruffin Boyette were at La Junta when the floodwaters rushed in.
On the way here, we saw all of like the other camps destroyed, like obliterated.
Another harrowing story of survival, 22-year-old Devin Smith rescued after clinging to a tree more than 14 miles downstream.
Wow.
Carl Jeter spotting her from his home and calling first responders.
Help is coming!
That survivor's uncle, Travis Reynolds, meeting that homeowner who spotted her in that tree, hugging him, thanking him, grateful.
Oh my God.
In another rescue, video showing waters a chain of people pulling a rope to get her to safety.
Look at this. The chain people to help
Officials
one
in the region
person.
facing questions about whether lives
think
could
all
have
the
been
other
saved by
people
a better warning system.
like survived
Cook County
this?
officials
Oh,
said they
man,
had
this is
previously
gonna be
presented
high
a proposal
numbers.
for a more robust flood
100
warning
is
system,
nothing.
similar to a tornado warning system, but were unable to pass it because of the cost. Stuart Gross, a Texas code enforcement officer from Ingram, says no alert.
I don't know
wakened
why
him.
the cost.
What
has
was
to
it that
play a
woke you up?
factor in
The
this.
fire department.
It wasn't the alert on your
No.
phone. What you're saying is that a better alert system would have saved lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If it wasn't for the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department, we would have lost a lot more people down below.
Officials ducking questions about the alert system and today canceling an afternoon press conference.
It's very tough to make those calls because what we also don't want to do is cry wolf.
The state's Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick speaking to Fox News saying sirens in the area might have made all the difference.
The state will step up and we need to have these in place by the next summer.
And tonight, a vigil in Houston for the girls of Camp Mystic, along with other lives lost.
That's sad. That's just sad. Like, all these people lost their lives. Innocent people lost their lives. Like, they try to make it racial. Like, that type of energy is just, that's like the weak energy talking, especially when they go to race. When they start bringing up race, you know their energy is just polluted and just low energy, and they're trying to seek energy, and that's why they go against the grain and bring hate, because hate brings that negative energy for them, and it's just horrible, you know. It's just not a good thing, you know. It's just, the world needs more love and more compassion, and like, we're supposed to be humans, right? We're not. It's not only based on color. Like, it doesn't matter where you come from. It's like, we're all humans, right? But the problem is that we were born in different areas, and it's like our tribes, right? And we have the tribe here, the United States, and you got everybody has their own tribe throughout the whole world. And when you bring all your tribes all together into one place, it creates chaos, the energy of chaos. And now it's going to take a lot of money to get these people out of here. You know, so the Democratic Party really screwed us over two ways. You know, and you're crying and bitching. Oh, my grocery bill is so high. Why is my gas bill so high? Why is all this so high? Well, because we have a lot of illegal immigrants in our country that are eating up our resources. They're taking all our resources, our water, our gas, our food. You know, they got to eat. They got to shit. They got to drink water. You know, they eating our food that we're supposed to go buy at the grocery store. If we have too many mouths eating, you know, the resources are very like sourced. They're like, there's not much. You know, and you have a lot of mouths to feed. Well, you're gonna have to raise up their prices to slow like those mouths, because then they can't afford it, and then they're gonna have to like stretch their dollar to try to get what they want. And the fact that these illegals came in here and they gave them food stamps and EBT cards and loaded them up, and gave them apartments and gave them housing, gave them all this stuff that eats up into our resources. That's why our rents are so high. That's why like the food is so high in price. Like, everything's high. Now, if we get these individuals out of here, all of them, let's say all 21, whatever, 20, I think is high number, millions out of here. Well, guess what? There's going to be more food. There's going to be more resources for us, like housing. You're going to be able to find wherever you want to live without a problem. The rent will drop down in price. Like, everything will start coming downwards. It's just, we got to eliminate all the illegals that came in here. They have to go back home. You know, and if they go back home, if they want to come back, they could come back, but you got to come the proper way. You know, that's all countries have this system. Why are we like not following our own system here? Like, they came in illegal, they gotta leave. That's it. Why beat around the bush? I don't understand this. Why the like the gaslighting and the beating around the bush? Like, no, you came in illegal. That's it. You didn't come in the proper way. You didn't come in and request for a visa, and then you overstayed your visa and you stayed here. No, that's not what you guys did. No, you ran through the border and crossed the you crossed the river and ran into the country. I don't know. We need that accountability shirt again. Hey Tyson, what's up, bro? I need that accountability shirt. I wore it last night. I have it there. I was like, I only wore it for the shirt. I'm gonna wear it again. I'm gonna keep wearing it too. I'm gonna buy another one. The one I really want. Tyson, you're here, so you're listening to me. That AOC shirt with like a cream color shirt, like you know how like a brown cream color shirt, with the AOC wanted most wanted. I'm waiting for that shirt to be made so that way I will wear it to New York. I will wear it to New York. I live in Connecticut. I live an hour and 15 minutes away from New York. I live about an hour and 25 minutes. My phone's going crazy. I live an hour and 25, maybe an hour 30 from the Bronx. I know I live about, Yorktown, York, and then the Bronx it's a distance. It's a little distance. It's not like they're not next to each other. And Yorktown is very beautiful. Yorktown is very beautiful. I'm gonna go there myself, and like Benny Johnson did. Like he went there and started filming and showing what Yorktown is, and compared to the Bronx. Okay, challenge on. I'll do it. I'll do it. And my shows see how crazy it is. It's Fordham. I'll go to Fordham Road in the Bronx. I listen. I have family in the Bronx. I spent many summers in the Bronx. Many summers when I was a kid. That's where I fucking saw the fucking spirit. When I was a little kid, and I saw that ghost in my aunt's apartment. Like that story, I could repeat that story because it's in my head. It's always going to be there. It's replaying in my head. But yeah, I spent many summers in New York. Oh my god, my family, my aunts, my cousins were born in New York. A lot of them are from New York. They moved to Connecticut because it got too expensive in New York. It got too expensive. Too many immigrants are coming in, and then of course you can't pay your rent if you're paying out of your pocket, and then you have these illegals coming in with vouchers from the state and from the government, and they're coming fully loaded with furniture already being delivered. They have $5,000 food stamp card, the EBT card, and like, how can you compete with that? And their rent is being paid for. They got rent-free rent. They don't have to pay for rent. How can you compete with that? And the owners of those apartments are like, yeah, I'm taking that because that's money. That's guaranteed money. Like, fuck you, the one that's paying me just cash, and I'm just raising up your rent because I could use that apartment to get another one of these illegals here, and I could get paid more. That's the game. That's weird. Oh Lord. Food, housing, everything, cell phones, everything, Tyson, everything. They would give it to them, and how can you compete with that? Like as an American, it's like they weaponized it against us. They weaponized the system against us, the people. So the people from New York had to migrate out of fucking New York because they can't afford it anymore. How can you compete with the government funded like programs and compared to you privately earning your money? Like, you can't compete with the government. The government will overpower you, and they'll pay like double the amount for that apartment to put in illegal there because you know why? That's a constituent. That is a voter, a future voter, mind you. And the more you have of these illegals here that are willing to participate in voting for a certain party, yes, we will fund you. The whole shit, everything. You get free food, free clothes, free shoes, free game systems, televisions, furniture, everything, whatever you want. You're gonna have it. Cell phones, computers, iPads, all that shit. They got it all. I was like, damn. When I was looking in New York, I was like, man, these illegals are dressing better than I am. How the fuck? How the fuck these illegals are having some beautiful fucking coats in the winter to keep them warm? I can't afford that shit. You look at that quote online. It's like $300, $400, $500. Especially the North Face. You're easily spending about $300, $400, $500 on a winter coat. For you guys, I know, like Tyson, I don't think you have a heavy winter coat. He's out in the desert. But yeah, up here in the Northeast, you gotta dress heavy. You gotta like dress in layers to keep warm. And it gets real cold. It'll get real fucking cold up here. But you see them, these illegals, they're dressing so much better than like the people that are actually busting their ass working here. Help me make it make sense. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's disturbing, but yeah, that's why like a lot of New Yorkers migrated out of New York because of a lot of illegals and the cost of living was just ridiculously high. And it's hard to have to pay, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month for rent. That it doesn't make sense. Of course they're gonna get the fuck out of there and go somewhere else and just I don't know. New York is just a weird place. It's so weird. And if this crazy mayor, what's his face? If he comes in and wins the mayorship of New York City, yeah, I would never go back to New York City. I wouldn't have no business or any, like, I wouldn't even want to drive through there, put it that way. It's like driving through Gotham City. Why the fuck would I want to be driving through Gotham City? Like, I'll go around. I'll go around. Zoan, oh Lord, that dude. Ugh. Keep it light versatile. Yeah, coat. Like, yeah, like or in the desert, you don't need no heavy coat there. You guys don't need heavy like us here. Wait, when we get to those negative temperatures with that wind howling and it's snowing, like holy shit, man. I got a really thick North Face jacket. It cost me a good $400. It cost me. But it's really thick and it really keeps me warm. I love it. In the wintertime, I always wear it. It lasts years too. It's good, durable coats. But the government here in Connecticut is crazy. Like every Democratic state, it is crazy, and they have issues here with ICE too. But ICE is here in Connecticut, and they are having like daily operations here. Um, it's I would like to see like them like in like in action, like to see how they like operate. Not interfering like Karen Bass did yesterday. That bitch went crazy. That bitch did a U-turn yesterday. Karen Bass was heading to a conference, a meeting, to give an update on the 6-month fire update of what happened in the Palisades. The bitch wasn't even like thinking about ICE. She was thinking about this what she was going to talk about the fires and stuff. And then she got a phone call letting her know that ICE is at MacArthur Park. That bitch did a U-turn so hard. Like, she's like, turn this car around. Turn it around. We gotta go to MacArthur Park. I guarantee if I was a fly in that car, I guarantee I would have heard that. Just probably like that. She had the driver turn the car around, head to MacArthur Park for her to interrupt an operation. A nice operation. A federally run operation. Kicking them out of MacArthur Park. Is that not interference or what? That has to be interference. Yeah, those North Faces are cool, Tyson. They're nice. Like, but that AOC shirt, I need that AOC shirt. I want you to design it and put it. You got to put it up. I guarantee you this is gonna it'll make money. It'll make money. I'll wear that bitch in New York. I will wear the Yorktown shirt in New York. I would go to Yorktown. I will go to the Bronx. I will take that bitch to upstate New York also. It's and I'm gonna wear my MAGA shirt too. I'll wear it too. My make accountability great again. Yeah. Obstruction for sure. She needs to go to jail. I don't understand why she's not in jail right now. For what she pulled off yesterday with interfering and obstruction in an operation that's been going on. Like going there. I reported it on yesterday. It was funny. Let me bring the video up because I want to see it from yesterday. Give me 1 sec. I'll pull it up. But she's so wrong. Like she's gonna get in trouble. I don't think she even cares at this point. She's trying to get all the attention. You know what I mean? These people are really like they love attention. They really love attention. I watch too much YouTube. You know that? I do. I watch a lot of YouTube. Even at night. At night. Excuse me. I fall asleep listening to educational programming because all that we intake is programs, right? Everything's a program. Everything is a show. It's a form of programming. So I like to sleep listening to educational programming. A lot of has to do with the Earth and our galaxy and the universe and like a lot of science. I fall asleep listening to, and it's let me see. I'm trying to find this. I have it here. I think it's one of these right here. I'm not sure if it's this one. I could check it. Let me check it before I put it up. Okay, that's the MacArthur Park, but let me see if Karen Bass is on this video. Yeah, she is. Okay, let's watch this. Oh no, I'm a trip, man. I have, like I said, I have my history on YouTube, so let's go right to it. Let's listen in.
MacArthur Park becomes the latest scene of a massive presence of immigration enforcement agents
heavily armed federal agents on horseback in military vehicles descending onto that park.
This time, things ended differently than we've seen in the past. Fox 11's Laura Diaz live in downtown LA with more. What happened out there today? Laura.
Yes, the big question tonight is what was the purpose of the show of force? We can tell you that there were not that many people present in the park when that raid took place. And unlike other raids, advance word leaked out. Fox 11 was on the ground and up in the air.
This is wild.
This is an overreach of your authority.
By 11:10, there was tanks and all this. They got tanks all through here. They got the white vans. They got the trucks. They got all this shit out.
About 10:30 Monday morning,
That guy
heavily
sounds so
armored Border
ignorant.
Patrol officers with a fleet of vehicles and some on horseback descended on MacArthur Park. Immigrant community.
I love horses.
As the operation kicked in. Our Fox 11 photographer, Sam Dubin, on the ground, recording the dramatic scene. Immigration agents in military green carrying rifles. Neighbors and community activists rushed to the park, challenging those in the action. Children were scurried from the urban park.
The military pointed their guns at us and were screaming at us, cursing to get the out of there.
Among those arriving
What
on
a
the
liar.
scene was LA Mayor Karen Bass,
They were not
flanked by
pointing
security
guns.
and in a crush of people
That's
pushing
a
for
lie.
the operation to end. Our camera caught her on the phone, pleading with officials
Listen
to
to this
stop.
clown.
You getting ready to leave? Okay, please, can you leave ASAP? My comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now.
Soon after, the operation ended, reportedly with not one undocumented person taken into custody. A couple of hours later, a news conference was called at LA City Hall with the mayor surrounded by community activists and city council members denouncing the raid. Fox News spoke exclusively with Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bavino, who had tough words for Bass.
The federal government is not leaving LA. I don't work for Karen Bass. The federal government doesn't work for Karen Bass. We're going to be here till that mission's accomplished, as I said, and better get used to us now because this is going to be normal very soon.
He's calling for you to get used to it. What is your response?
I'm not going to get used to it. I'm not going to get used to it because last I checked, I was elected to be mayor of the city. That did not include a federal takeover. So either you believe it
Are
or
you
not.
kidding me? A mayor. So you think you're more powerful than the federal government?
Homeland Security
What a
would
clown.
not confirm or deny if they arrested anyone today. What I can tell you with certainty is that Fox 11 was over the scene in MacArthur Park for an entire hour. During that time, we did not witness anyone get arrested. I'm Laura Diaz reporting live from downtown, sending it back to the studio.
I think all this, like, even the media needs to be charged with obstruction. You know, especially with these ratting out on ICE, where they're doing these certain operations, ratting out ICE and tattletelling. Say, oh, ICE is here. Hold on, let me get my phone. Hold on. ICE baby is here. That's the code word. They're here. ICE baby. Everybody alert. Bat signal. Bat signal. Like, "Caw-caw! Caw-caw!" So all the illegals can hide and run. I think that's pitiful. That's disturbing. She thinks because she was voted as mayor that she controls that little part of the United States of America. We don't have states. We don't have exclusions when we're united. What part of United States of America you don't understand? Which part of it you don't understand? You got voted as a mayor. Congratulations. Who gives a fuck? You're not the president of the United States. The president controls everything. He's the one that controls the whole damn country. You're just you're just a gnat. You're a gnat and a horse's ass. That's just what you are right now. And Karen Bass, you're gonna get in trouble for this. You definitely. I see this in your future as a psychic medium. Your day is coming. Just make sure you hire a good attorney. I'm pretty sure you got good friends that are attorneys because you're gonna need them. Okay, it's gonna cost you some money too, and don't try to like get the people's taxpayer people to pay for your attorneys because no, this is straight up on you, not on the American people. You don't get to use our funds to protect you like Letitia James trying to do in New York. I don't think so. Homie, don't play that. I wish I had the sock. Remember the sock with the rice in it? And well, I would put rice in it because it hurts a little bit more. But he had the sock and he stuffed it up, and he's the hit Homie the Clown in Living Color. You can check it out. Well, you can watch it on YouTube too because they have a lot of their episodes on YouTube. Good series in Living Color. Very big in the 80s, like late 80s too, where the internet's going crazy. That was a moment in the 90s. It was just a great time to be alive. This world is just it makes you wonder because people really, this internet is driving me crazy. I think my energy is too high that I'm starting to like messed up with the force of my Wi-Fi. I guess I gotta calm down. That's the sign for me to calm down when I'm too hype. I guess my energy gets too high, and I fuck with the internet. It starts acting up and freezing, and my screen goes black here. So it's just Karen Bass, you got something coming your way. Yeah, and the fact that this is just like the first six and 3/4 of Trump's like being president, and you're gonna act like this and throw your career away pretty. Yeah, the internet's definitely acting crazy. I see it like every time it does it. Like, I notice it. But Karen Bass, I tell you right now, doesn't look good for you. You know it. You can see it in your eyes. Like, I could go back and show it. Give me one sec. Because I could show you her face. Give me 1 second. Let me
During that
set it up here so I could show you her face. She looked like her eyes were a little red and had like it was more watery than usual. I know I analyze people's faces. I read people's faces. I read energy. So like this is not hard to read. She reminds me of the Joker. She gives me Joker vibes. Okay. And a bad one, like the bad, like she's like, she has the smile and everything. All you got to do is just paint it in here and paint all this like white and dye the hair like that green color. It's the Joker, right? So, but you could tell right here, if you look at this part of the eye and the reflection from the light, because I guess there's a window here that's like radiating light, you can see the redness at the inside of the eye, and you can see it's watery because you see the reflection, and it's a really high reflection on the eye. So this eye is really watery. So she's overly stimulated. This is what you look for. She's overly stimulated. She knows this is she knows she's fucked. Okay, even though she has to push her narrative because that's what they put her there for, because she is a plant. This her eyes and her eyebrows, look how they're downwards. This is like she knows she's gonna be fucked pretty much. And then this back here, this one right here is gonna definitely gonna get in trouble. And that's why she's wearing a mask. Why like the virtual signaling here, right? Like, just look like I always look at everything, right? When it comes to, like, look at her eyes. Like, what is going on here? And this one here, she looks like she's about to cry, like crybaby Karen, crybaby Karen. So let's see over here. Oh, here, another diaper over the mouths. Who's this girl? Who's this lady? Who is this lady with the diaper over her head and over her face? And then we had another one, which was the other lady. See, we have to go slowly because the media goes pretty fast, so you don't pick up really like on certain fragments of the video. Like, here's the diaper back here, and the diaper right here. There's a blue and a pink. What's her? Look at her energy. Like, look at her face. Look at the eyes. Look at the glossiness of the eyes. Like, very, very strong energy of hate. Like, it's just anger. This is like what you look at for, like, this is the boiling, like getting to boiling point of and the part is that the government there did this to them. You know, they put them so high on the pedestal and protected them for so long that they're pretty much running amok in LA. I remember when I lived in LA, and this is back in the late 90s. I lived in LA for a year. I moved different parts of LA. I didn't stay in like one particular area. I moved in different parts of LA, and I had experiences from different parts of LA. And the time that I was there, a lot of immigrants, yes. A lot of Mexicans. Holy moly. Lots and lots and lots of Mexicans. The food wasn't bad. Like, I used to go to this one Mexican place for breakfast and for like lunch. And it was delicious. They cook good, and it was an older Mexican lady, like abuelita. It was like abuelita, and like a family owned establishment. And you go and you place your order. You tell them what you want, and then you have a little seating area where you sit, and they'll bring out the food and everything. And it was really cool. It was really nice, and it tasted good because it tasted like it was made with love. So it's not like I'm not against like the immigrants. Don't get it twisted. The immigrants are cool. If you came in properly, yes. But if you came in illegally, that's the problem. That's an easy solution. You get deported. You came here illegal, you have to leave. If you're here legally and you have your documents and you're here, as a citizen now, you should have no problems. You know, there's you just gotta, sometimes you gotta prove that you're a citizen. Driver's license and knowing where you were born and what hospital definitely helps. um, just maybe carry a passport for certain individuals in certain states. Not me. I don't need to carry no fucking passport. I carry my license and that's about it. Like, like I don't mind taking any like tests or anything. Like, motherfucker. Like, even if I get stopped, like, oh, you're illegal. I was like, are you kidding me? But a lot of people are going to run through that problem because there's this thing called profiling, and now they have the authority to profile people. This was a problem back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s with racial profiling. That was a problem, right? It was always an issue with racial profiling and profiling people. Now it's like they got the green light to profile people and to harass people and to go after people. They got the green light. They're like, go get them. But like I said, if you're here legal, awesome. Awesome. If you're here illegal, you got to go. Now, if you refuse to go and you want to go against the grain, okay, there's consequences. Okay. Now, we gave you plenty of opportunity to self-deport and walk away with $1,000. Shit, I wish I could walk away with $1,000 and to go back home. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I had a great time here. I had a nice 4-year vacation away from my country, and now they're sending me back home, and they're giving me $1,000 and a free ticket back home. And I don't have to walk like I did going the first time back, like going to America. Now I'm flying back home. Damn, that's memories. That's 4 years of memories that they can always talk about and they enjoyed. It's like a vacation, a long ass fucking vacation paid by the United States taxpayers. Sponsored by the American taxpayers, where you get screwed every day. Oh, Lord. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, no. They just should have came the right way. That's all I'm just saying, man. There's only so many people that are doing it the right way, and trying to become citizens here the right way. And they've gone through the process and paid the attorneys and the fees and all the stuff they needed to do to become a citizen, and that's a slap in the face to them who actually care about this country and wants to be in this country, and they're doing everything they can to stay in this country, but yet you have illegals that just walk in and they're giving them $5,000 food stamp cards and free housing and free food and free everything. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Like, what the fuck is this? Here's a license. Here, you want a social security? Congratulations, you got a social security. Here's your social security card. Yes, go ahead and work illegal. How does an illegal get a social security? Like, explain that to me. How the hell did they get a driver's license? They busted a guy up here in Massachusetts. I think it was around Boston, where this DMV employee was issuing out driver's license to illegals. Knowing that they're illegals, he was the illegals were paying him like under the table money, like a lot of fucking money, and he would print them out their licenses and have them give them like driver's license. And highly illegal, highly dangerous, because if these motherfuckers hit you, because a lot of them are not insured. So if they hit you and you get into an accident with an illegal, pretty much you're fucked. You know, you're gonna have to depend on your insurance to help you out because he doesn't have insurance because he's an illegal. You know, what are you gonna do? So the illegal has no money. So what are you gonna get from him? You know, it's crazy. I have to jump on a call. Sit back. All right, man. No problem, man. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. I'm still stuck on this illegal thing. um, I just feel like, man, if they give me a way out and an opportunity to come back in, why not take that opportunity? Take the $1,000. You know, establish your maybe your home is just maybe better than here. You know, because a lot of people were saying that, right? When they were coming here to New York, they were complaining about the food. They were complaining about like everything. Like they were just not, it wasn't to their taste. Like we were supposed to comfort like and cater to their taste and to their way. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, and New York did bow the knee. They did bow down to them, and you know, submitted and gave them these EBT cards with thousands upon thousands of dollars for them to buy their food that they are accustomed to eating, and on the taxpayer dime. I didn't authorize that. Neither did you. So like, why are we giving these people that high amount of food stamps and cash too? Because remember, they get food stamps and they get cash. That's why sometimes when you see them in New York, they're hovering over the ATM machine taking out money because their EBT card gives them cash. That's not good. That's not good for the system. Our system got hijacked. That's what happened. We got hijacked, and we're the fools. We're the clowns here. All right, let's go to last story here. I don't know if I want to watch this. Let me see, how long is it? It's a whole hour long. Yeah, it's about an hour. No, almost 2 hours. An hour and 47 minutes of Trump. Nah, I'm not doing that. That's punishment. I would not put you guys through that at all. I would not put you guys through that. Like that, you watch on your time, on your discretion, because that cabinet meeting could go on for hours, and it went for like an hour and 47 minutes. That's ridiculously high. I would not do that. I mean, I'll take some pointers out of it, and I'll watch it. Probably not right now. Probably watch it later, but that way I can fast forward through it because there's some parts that's just, you know, over gloating, because they have the press there, so it's just I get anxiety, right? So when I see something like that and I see everybody in a tight room, I feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. Like I don't even want to watch it. But let's watch this last segment here. This last for the day. And then I'm gonna break away and then I'll come back a little later and do a show. Tonight's show will probably be around 8:30. Think about 8:30 because I gotta step out later on tonight. So then I'll probably come on for like an hour and a half or so. Not too long. You know, I want to keep the show reasonably not too crazy high in hours, but sometimes is good and I just keep it going. But yeah, let's watch this last one here.
A major change is coming for airline passengers.
A good one. Starting this Sunday, passengers in many major airports will be allowed to keep their shoes on when they're going through general security lines. Local 10's
Yay!
She's at MIA
Our
right
shoes
now. This
on.
reaction to this one has a lot of us smiling.
Yay!
Yes, I know I'm definitely smiling about this one. But for nearly 2 decades, taking off your shoes here at the airport, going through security, has become second nature for almost all of us. But a new change has made that go away. Now, let me tell you the backstory about this first. So that rule to remove shoes at checkpoints dates back to 2001. That's after a failed attempt to detonate explosives hidden in a passenger's shoe mid-flight. Now TSA says new scanners can spot potential threats without passengers having to take off their shoes. Now, TSA says the updated scanners are already operating at more than 25 airports and more installations are on the way. I spoke with several travelers here at MIA, some who've already experienced the change, and they all agreed it takes some of the stress out of flying and makes the process feel more efficient.
We think it's great because most of the airports you can already do it worldwide. So it's quite common that you just transfer with your shoes on. I think it's quite stupid taking them off. So I think it's a very good opportunity they changed it.
Shortest line ever, went by so quick, and they just told us keep your shoes on. So it's like, I don't know, it was really easy and quick.
We also heard from TSA Florida spokesperson Daniel Velez, who explained what's driving this shift in policy. He says TSA and DHS are always exploring new and innovative ways to enhance the passenger experience while maintaining strong security. You're here at Miami International Airport. TSA officials and airport staff confirmed the new no shoes policy went into effect yesterday. Now, the ultimate goal is faster lines, fewer bins, and a smoother experience at the airport. For now, reporting at MIA, I'm Isabella Martin, Local 10 News.
Wow.
All right, that's something we can all get behind. All right, thanks.
That's really cool. No freaking shoes. You don't need to take off your shoes. That's a really good thing. What is this? The violence on ice.
And Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, Republican of Oklahoma, joins us now. An increase in attacks against ICE agents. Just look at this chart, kind of hard to take. January 21st versus June 30th. 2024 it was 10. 2025, 79. That's a 690% increase, sir.
Wow.
How do you see it?
Well, Dana, it's not surprising. When you have the Democrats that are out there constantly villainizing the ICE agents, actually leading the charge towards obstruction and getting in their way and not treating them with respect as true law enforcement, this is going to continue to happen. And the most damning thing about this, Dana, is this absolutely silence from the Democrat Party. If this was any other time, you'd have every Democrat out there saying that we need gun control, and that'd be the first place they ran to. Now they're not saying a word about it. At the same time, President Trump is trying to install law and order back in these blue states, in these blue cities where these criminals are running rampant. And this is a criminal attack. There is no question, Dana, that this was organized. When you have individuals with the tactical gear that they had, when you have jammers that are on site, you have an ambush that is truly set up the way that it was. This was, as you said, this is not a peaceful demonstration. This was a planned attack, and the Democrats should be held responsible that have been villainizing the ICE agents for the last, 3 months, 4 months?
Senator,
Karen
find
Bass
out
is
more
gonna be
for
in
us
trouble.
on this person who was shot and killed in McAllen. Said to be 27 years old, from the state of Michigan, no prior record. His name is Ryan Lewis Mosqueda. He showed up with a car that had Cordis Dei, which is a Latin phrase meaning day of the heart, which corresponds with some video game that apparently has a revolutionary movement that aims to cripple capitalist governments. Can you tie all that together? And what have you found out about this person?
Of course you can. When you have some type of, I haven't got a briefing on it. I actually plan on getting briefed today. But when you have someone with a little bit of mental illness or this fantasy about what they perceive to be reality around them. And then you have government officials like the Democrats from the Senate to the House, a Democrat Party that is out there literally feeding into your beliefs because of whatever your reality world that you live in. This is going to continue to feed that type of aggression. When you live by fire, when you stir up fire and that is your base, that fire is going to eventually come at you, and unfortunately, it's going to start burning innocent individuals. And what I mean by that, these are the ICE agents that are just trying to do their job. I mean, these are sworn officers that are getting criminals. These aren't immigrants. These are criminals. There's a huge difference between immigrants and criminals. Criminals are the ones that came over illegally, and they continue to be illegal inside the United States. Unfortunately, that huge population is also creating a tremendous amount of crime. And now you have organized crime that's feeding off the Democrat Party, that is feeding off the individuals that have this false reality. And I believe that this is going to continue to happen, and it should never, ever take place. They should be condemning this action right now. Every Democrat leader should be condemning what happened, and yet they haven't said a single word about it.
Well, there was one thing that was said, and this was told to Axios by a House Democrat, unnamed, and you could imagine why when I read this to you. Democrats told to get shot for the anti-Trump resistance. Quote, our own base is telling us that what we're doing is not good enough. There needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public.
Wow.
Do you have any Democratic colleagues? I know that's a House Democrat that said that, but anyone in the Senate pushing back and saying this is not the way to go, guys?
I would hope that that is just a false story that Axios is putting out there, that there was actually not an elected leader that would actually say that. Unfortunately, I believe it probably is true. And no, I have not heard one person condemning that. That enough, Dana, should scare the living daylights out of you. This is why the American people chose to go with President Trump and the Republican Party, because they're tired of this lawlessness. They're tired of this criminal activity that's continuing to take place. They're tired of the pandering to illegals, to criminal activities that the Democrat Party is leaning into, this woke DEI, do what feels right, forget about law and order, defund the police mentality that the Democrat Party has fed into their base. The American people want a country that they can walk down the streets and feel safe. They want to be able to go jogging. They want to know their kids are going to be safe when they're outside in the streets riding their bikes. They want to know that the fentanyl isn't going to kill some innocent kid that just accidentally took something that he didn't know what he was taking. They want to make sure that we have law and order back in our streets, and that's what President Trump is delivering for the American people. And yet the Democrat Party is pushing back on it. And these are the same people they allowed to come across our southern border. What did they think was going to happen? They own this. This is their fault. This is their responsibility.
Senator, thank you for your time.
And just to be clear, I just want to be clear. I mean, Axios put that out there yesterday. There was no other pushback, and we had it on the 5 as well. So they're not making it up.
No, I know. But I would hope they are, but I believe they're right. It just is sickening that any Democrat leader would ever say that.
Well, it's likely to get worse. Unfortunately.
I agree.
Senator, thank you for your time.
That is wild.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
That's just wild.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
That's wild. Let's see this one.
Your memo and release yesterday of Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape?
Yeah, sure. Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering? I don't mind answering. I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy.
But you ran on this.
In Texas.
You ran on this on your campaign.
Like a desecration, but you go ahead. Sure.
But you ran on this.
On that. In February, I did an interview on Fox,
we want transparency on the Epstein list.
Because I said
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest.
Like nothing, like, are we still talking about this guy? Are we still wasting our time on this guy? I mean, so we're just going to stop talking about Epstein, and we're going to forget about all the trafficking, all the children, all the, like, everything that happened, all the infamous people on that Lolita Express. We're all going to forget about that. There's nothing to see here. Bill Clinton gets away with it. Hillary Clinton gets away with it. Diddy gets away with it. Everybody gets away. Maxine, like, why is she still in jail? Why is she still in prison? Because if we're just going to brush it all off, then she needs to get out of prison and continue her life like nothing ever happened, because that's how the government sees it right now. They don't care for it, and they don't, too many. The thing is that it implements too many famous and wealthy people, too many prince and princesses, and a lot of people are just, this is how they get away with it. This is how the 1% get away with it. That was something that was their time, that was there, and there should be nobody getting in trouble over it. So it's like a get out of jail free type of thing. It's like they had their fun, and now they're not going to be nobody gets in trouble. All those kids, don't worry about it. Like the ones that they put down, don't worry about it. It's just not for you. All the ones that they dropped in the ocean and we'll never see them because they've been thrown overboard and they die because the sharks eat them. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Nobody's going to talk about that. That's all assumptions, right? That's my mind over your matter. That's me just thinking out loud. Like, a lot of the kids they threw overboard. I'm telling you, I just know because I feel the energy. That's all I can say. I can only speak upon my energy. But I'm going to wrap up the show. I'm going to go get some lunch because I'm hungry. It's a good afternoon here. It's cloudy, but it feels like it's going to rain. My neck's been hurting. My back's been hurting. So I don't want to be on here for too long. But thank you for watching. I truly appreciate you guys so much. I just wanted to come out here to smoke, to be honest with you. Smoke for an hour and watch the news together. It says my medicine goes in easier when I talk, and when I do this, it's a lot easier to get the medicine in than just staying here and just being by myself, just smoking and not saying nothing. The smoke would just go in and out. But when you speak, it's just like that active of your like the vocal cords and the medicine, and it gets into your system a lot better and faster. But with that said, have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night wherever you're at, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I'll be on later, maybe this afternoon or maybe later this evening. I don't know. Let's see what happens during the day. If something breaks, I'll come in and I'll speak upon it. Other than that, I'll see y'all later. Peace.